So let's talk a little bit about performance and reliability, right? So at least in your experience, right, you work with dozens and dozens of MSPs, across different environments, different sizes. In terms of, kind of contrasting, the performance, reliability, things for folks to consider as they kind of think about potentially moving from desktop to online. What are the key things to kind of think about, Angie?
So again, still with the QBO being in the cloud, it's just easier to access. I do find it to be faster, probably even a little bit more reliable. I don't really have issues with. I'm not saying QuickBooks Online never has issues and it's always functioning, because that's not true. However, I find it to be less issues than I do with remoting in, because there's always something with remoting in. So it may not even necessarily be a QuickBooks issue, but just how we log in, it's slower. And then, I'm not an admin, so if there's an update that needs to be done, I can't log in that day because somebody else has to come in and do the updates. And you don't have that in QBO. It just is, it's updated every day whenever they need to run it. So
Yeah, I think so just on our end, we obviously integrate with both, and like the issues that we see with desktop are always, 99% of the time has to do with, the desktop is hosted in either a computer or a remote sort of a virtual machine that no one has access to. And so, like, to have the web connector constantly running, to have data come and go, it turns into so much work for people where it's just like the amount of extra work that you have to do. Versus QuickBooks Online has a robust API, not just for our product, but like any product, right? Like QuickBooks Online integration is like a standard integration for any software platform, essentially.